Hello, everybody. I notice all the viewers currently at the moment. I do strongly apologize. There are some technical issues ongoing. I would like to admit to you all that I'm currently on a work trip. I am in Ohio in a Hilton hotel, and I'm starting to think that the Wi-Fi I paid for is is gonna be a bit of a struggle to utilize here. So. Um, if you guys will give me just a little bit more time, I'd be super appreciative. I'm currently loading in to online services, and I'm hoping to join the race here shortly. Otherwise, though, once again, I do strongly apologize um, for the technical ongoing issues here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while I try to load into the game, I don't want to leave our beautiful viewers here waiting around. So let's look over the the season calendar here. As you guys are aware, we are currently racing today in Australia, the land down under. Fantastic track. For those of you who joined us during the exhibition race, we saw an unbelievable amount of action. So I'm very excited for what we may be witnessing here today. I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic race. I believe we have nearly a full grid here, and I have fantastic news for you all. I'm currently joining the session here. So I'd like to very strongly thank you guys all for your patience once again. I really do apologize. I didn't want to miss a stream, but once again, unfortunately, I am on a work trip at the moment. So once again, I'm using Hilton Hotel Wi-Fi. I paid for the extra nice version, and if this is the best they have to offer, and I'm not going to be reaching out for a sponsorship request anytime soon. But once again, thank you all for joining here. After the Australian race, as you guys can see here on screen, we have a comfortable break after that before we come back to Jeddah. It's going to be a nice little start to the season. Technically, it is a back-to-back race weekend, even though the exhibition race didn't technically count. But that's arguing semantics now, of course, at this point. But moving on, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over our track stats here for Melbourne Park. I once again apologize my unprepared my unpreparedness. I forgot my notes on Melbourne. But Melbourne is, I believe, about a 3.2 mile long track. I forgot the exact kilometer conversion. And as you guys can see, there are 14 corners in total. I believe it is nine left-handers with five, or it's nine right-handers. I'm not too sure. Nine right-handers, and I believe the remaining are left-handers. So not a lot of left-handers across the board. It is a very tire-heavy technical track, though. As you guys can see here, Sector 1 and Sector 3 are very demanding on drivers. and it can be quite a. I do apologize. I'm actually loading into the set. I'm in the session now. I'm astounded. I absolutely would love to thank all of you viewers here for watching me, uh, and the PSRL League here at the moment. I'm completely astounded that I was able to get into the session. But moving on, I'm like a little giddy right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. Uh, but you know what? I'm going to assume that most of you maybe joined us for the exhibition race. I don't want to hold this up. We're currently in the middle of qualifying, and I want you guys to be able to see the racing action. So we're going to go through the official team race, uh, oh my gosh, drivers, excuse me. Starting off with Red Bull, ladies and gentlemen, Mac and Despy are the official returning drivers for the Red Bull racing team. In V-Carb, we have Samad and JM as the returning full-time drivers. Moving on from that, we have the two full-time drivers, Cecizo and Hatfield. I believe Hatfield did get drafted during the exhibition race, so excited to have him here as a first-time Season 14 driver. Moving on, we have Ferrari, Reimer, and Money, full-time drivers here. Ladies and gentlemen, Reimer is our Season 13 champion here. So I hope you guys are excited. I believe he's in contention to go back to back, but we're going to have to see the competition is very tough, and I think we're going to be seeing that in today's race as well. Williams has Elliott or Carrot G as a full-time driver, with Prosk as well being the full-time driver from Williams. We did see a very unfortunate moment with Prosk with a unfortunate DNF in the exhibition race last week in Australia. Hopefully, we see a good show from him today. I'm sure he is more than wanting to put on something worthwhile. He was very disappointed with his performance, and if I know anything about Prosk, he's going to come back with fury in his eyes here. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we have Alpine, full-time drivers, Rebel and Mavic here. Moving on, we have the Aston Martin team. Full-time drivers are Harold and GDB. Once again, I do apologize if I'm going kind of quickly. I would like to do this a little more ceremoniously for our drivers as well, who dedicate so much time to our league. But unfortunately, I'm trying to get you guys to qualifying. So, moving on, we have the McLaren team here. Full-time drivers are No Cap and Mr. Boss. And last and not least at all, we have full-time drivers Rassam and Mini B-Man for the McLaren team. But ladies and gentlemen, that makes it up for our full-time driving teams. Once again, I do apologize for the speed of the moment. Do absorb everything you see right now in the Melbourne Park circuit here, as I will be jumping over to our game cap now. And give me a second, guys. Hold on. There we go. Okay. If there's any and all troubles in the stream, please tell me. I can see the chat at the moment. But whoa, we came back at a huge moment, ladies and gentlemen. The McLaren was in the wall with the Aston Martin hitting it from the back. Massive moment to come back to the stream, am I right? What just happened? Oh my gosh. What just happened? I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm so confused. The McLaren is Mr. Boss's McLaren is absolutely missing the front end of his vehicle right now. We come back to seeing the Aston Martin and the McLaren having a huge moment coming out of turn 4 in sector 1 there. We're now watching once again Mr. Boss here coming up to turn 9 here, starting sector 3 now. Very, very unfortunate moment. I have to assume that Fifi Teddy was maybe the go to the Alpine. I have somebody in the chat saying here. The other Alpine, ladies and gentlemen, is missing their front wing here. Huge, huge moment in qualifying with let's see, PSRL Live. Looks like Despy crashed, and Teddy flew through the yellow flags and collided. Super, super unfortunate moment. Kind of a crazy moment to come back to. I hope that the stream is going well for you guys, but that kind of astounded me. I'm stressing out over here. I'm stressing out over here. Thinking that my stream isn't gonna work, and we jump back and we have a collision for the ages here. So, pretty crazy moment. Thankfully, there's still 12 minutes in practice here. Once again, I do strongly apologize to all the viewers and all the drivers. I very unceremoniously introduced you guys. I will do a better job for Jeddah. But we have a lot of outlaps right now. I'm going to say Samad and Mr. Boss right now, followed by Cubics, our 3 top drivers, all in the 116 range here right now. We did miss MSA Samad in the exhibition race, unfortunately. But for those of you who do not know, MSA Samad was an incredibly strong contender for the Season 13 championship. So In fact, let's jump over to his vehicle here. I believe he's currently on a hot lap right now. Let's jump on board here as he goes through turn 12 up to turn 13. Strong braking. We see him struggle to put power down as he almost loses the rear of the car here, gunning for it across the board. Unfortunately, it's going to be a pretty high time here. I'm going to assume that he's officially starting his lap right now. Let's walk through with MSA Samad here, going through turn 1, passing through turn 2. The Aston Martin moving out of the way. I believe that was the Aston Martin. Coming up into turn 3 now. Kind of a huge braking moment, almost losing the rear of the car. I'm going to say some masterful control of the vehicle there. Going through turn 4, hitting turn 5 right here. Once again, I do apologize. I'm kind of rushing through a lot of this. I want you guys to be as informed as possible. Hitting turn 6, kind of a little bit of a deep dive there if you were to ask me. Now, after turn 6, this is what I will be referring to as Lakeside Drive now. It's going to be the strongest overtaking point of the track as we see MSA Samad's left front tire touch the grass, hitting turn 9 now. I missed turn 8. Turn 10 here. This is the hill straight, I believe, coming up onto Ascari for turn 11 here. Almost a huge moment as MSA Samad loses the rear of the car. I believe his back wheels touch the grass. Super big moment that will definitely not get him pole position, unfortunately, as he almost loses the car once again coming out of turn 13 right there, and he decides to go into the pits. A very reasonable decision from MSA Samad as he was absolutely pushing that car to everything that he could. Now, if you guys do not mind, I will be let's see, jumping around here. I'm just trying to get my bearings. I typically set myself up, ladies and gentlemen, about an hour and a half before a race, get my bearings in place, a little bit of verbal practice, of course, but I literally just dove into my hotel room and immediately started throwing everything up onto the screen, which is why the technical difficulties, thank you for your patience, was up for so long. I was actually quite concerned that I wouldn't be able to get the stream up. But we're currently watching Weck Dragon here, ladies and gentlemen. Weck Dragon was one of the few new drivers. He's one of the new drivers, excuse me, that we have this league. As Reimer sets a 115.843. Reimer is now our only individual who has set a 115 time here, our season 13 champion, making quite a bit of a statement here, coming back up to pole position for our first official race. But with that, let's go to this gentleman over here. Hatfield is a new driver here who joined us this season as well. Let's go on board with him. Hatfield, we did meet this fine individual through LMU, and we managed to convince him to join us in our F1 Racing League here. So this is not his typical motorsport that he partakes in, but we're very grateful to have him here with us in the Haas car nonetheless. Very unfortunate. I don't know if you guys saw the race yesterday. Huge crash with Ollie Behrman. Super bumming. I'm a Haas fan personally, so I was very happy to see that he did not have any fractures in his ankle, just because of how he was limping after, of course. But very big moment. We're currently watching Hatfield here blaze through Sector 2 here. I'm kind of curious if we may be seeing a purple sector possibly, and we do not see a purple sector. But he is almost a second up on his current time as he comes out of turn 10, hitting the hill straight here, coming up in turn 11. This turn's called the Scari. I don't know why it's called the Scari. A lot of the turns here in the Melbourne Park are named after drivers or like historical corners. I'm surprised there isn't like a 130R corner on this track yet, to be quite frank with you. As we're watching Hatfield here, very strong use of the gas coming out of turn 14 as he goes over the line a second faster than his time, and he moves up into 10th position. A fantastic onboard drive here. Thank you very much, Hatfield, for allowing us to join you. Let's go over to one of our new rookies as well. We're currently on board, ladies and gentlemen, with Rassam MFEO. He is one of our newly drafted new drivers to the league here, a Mercedes driver. So it looks like he's going in the pit, unfortunately, so we'll be jumping to somebody else. Cubics, ladies and gentlemen, Cubics is also going to the pits. Okay, let's see who else. Somebody hit something over there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently on board with Papatism here. He is a promoted driver as he comes out losing the rear tires coming out of turn 14. Now that corner is super, super difficult to try to swing out on. He did lose his entire front wing, unfortunately. Big, big moment there for Papatism, but he does cross the line, moving up in the 15th position. Any time is better than no time. That is what I say. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for Papatism to go back into the pit lane here. But Papatism, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not aware, is one of my drivers. I am the kick team manager here at PSRL-F1. I know Papatism has absolute pace. In fact, he got a driver of the day in Division 2. So I know he has it in him here. And the Haas car is also seemingly missing his front wings there. But let us move on here to MSA Samad here. Once again, one of the Season 13 championship contenders. He's currently going through turn 3, hitting turn 4 now. Let's go on board with this gentleman and see what he's able to do. But if you're joining me here for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, please drop something in the chat. I absolutely love talking with you guys. I see that we have quite an audience here today. If you guys are here to watch a driver, please tell me, and I'll keep that in mind, and I'll maybe see if I can get some screen time for them. You know, I and the league and the drivers absolutely love seeing support for any of these guys. I mean, they put in a lot of time. As we see MSA Samad, he might have actually cut that technically. Cut turn 10 there, unfortunately, but he is on an outlap, so it doesn't matter all too much, I guess. But we absolutely love seeing support. I mean, these guys put in a lot of time and effort to be the best they can possibly be. PSRL is a pretty competitive league, if you were to ask me, so these guys really put pedal to the metal. We see a lot of very clean racing, and I'm quite excited to see that here today. Now, I do want to inform you guys that we have done some changes to our league here. We've removed a lot of the available assists at the moment, so what you're seeing here right now may be nearly assistless, which is why we're seeing MSA Samad lock up and lose the rear so often here. But nonetheless, MSA Samad is still 5th at the moment here as he locks up the rear tires yet again, almost losing the rear going into turn 4, swinging out, coming up to turn 5 now. Fantastic use of throttle application, though, if you were to ask me. I mean, I know I can't drive without any kind of assists. God knows that even when I drive GT3s with traction control, I still somehow spin the car out. So being able to do this in an F1 car, whether sim or real, is always an incredibly impressive feat to me. As we see MSA Samad swinging to turn 9, going into turn 10, using a lot of curve coming out, hitting the hill straight now. Very strong lamp here. I don't believe I've seen any purple sectors here, unfortunately, at the moment. And MSA Samad almost taps the grass. Yet again, we've seen a lot of individuals here tap the grass. And I say a lot because in the exhibition race, we saw a lot of that happening as well. As MSA Samad almost loses the rear yet again there, swinging the car through turn 13, coming out of turn 14, and applying his ERS here. We're going to see what he gets crossing the line. A 115, ladies and gentlemen, as MSA Samad, a 115.632, our new pole sitter here, beating out our Season 13 champion by 0.2 of a second. A fantastic difference here. We have an unreal amount of fast drivers, to be quite frank with you guys at the moment. Our top 2 drivers, 115s. After that, we have, Let's go through it together, why don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 drivers in the 116s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 drivers in the 117s. I mean, quite frankly, it's a close grid. It's a very close grid here. And we did see that Papatism, ladies and gentlemen, as well, had that major moment coming out of turn 14. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's also going to be one of the 117 drivers here. Foco Eno, once again, also in the Kickmobile here. He did join us a little late. Currently going through turn 10 at the moment. And let me see. I did notice the chat flaring up a little bit. Prosk, ladies and gentlemen, Prosk, who is on 2 hours of sleep, ran today and moved furniture, I'm assuming, is crashing after this race. And to be honest with you, I almost don't believe you, Prosk, because how are you that tired and you're P4 at the moment? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Prosk, fantastic driver, as I've mentioned many a time. And we're currently on board with Foco Ena here, our first time official Season 14 kick driver here, going through turn 1 and 2 now. coming up onto turn 3. A little bit of a lockup there going through turn 3, hitting turn 4 now. Bro is P4. That's what I'm saying, Carl. That's what I'm saying. He's P4 saying that he's tired. I don't believe you, Cross. We're watching Focoena, ladies and gentlemen, flying through turn 8 here at the moment. Going through the Lakeside Drive. Can you imagine going to Melbourne? I feel like this would be such a pretty track to go see. Let's go into the onboard, or the, oh my gosh, the broadcast camera mode here. Watching Focoena shoot through turns 9 and 10 here. Coming up into turn 11, activating DRS. Green flag conditions here. Green, we are the green flag. I am the Kick Sauber team manager, so I do have a preference for these guys. They can do no wrong as we're watching Focoena shoot through turn 13, coming up through turn 14. An absolutely fantastic lap here, getting very, very close to the wall right there. Using a lot of DRS, coming up to the line, a 1:17.488 that moves them up into 16th position. A fantastic, fantastic drive. Let's jump over to one of our few remaining no-time drivers here. We do have Papatism, who's hitting a 120 now. He may have lost the car, unfortunately, here. But he's on his out lap. He has not used a lot of energy. He is going to start his official lap here. But with that said, let us jump over to who's at the front here. Prosk, ladies and gentlemen, Prosk here, currently our lead car, who's in the top 5, coming out to start their hot lap here. I think we're about to see some magic happen. Let's jump on board with the Williams driver as he comes up into turn 1 now. Very, very strong swing. In fact, I'm a little surprised that it wasn't a disqualification, to be quite honest with you. That was an incredible use of track limits as he comes up into turn 3 now. Very effective use of the brakes. I believe that may have been the least amount of skidding I've heard hitting turn 3 now. Swinging around turn 5. We're watching this gentleman use a lot of battery, choose a lot of grass hitting turn 6, hitting turn 7, and now going through turn 8, hitting the Lakeside Drive now. Using a lot of battery, though. I'm a little concerned here that Prost may be missing out on a lot of straight line speed through the Lakeside Drive. But, of course, I'm also not him, so I'm not as fast. As he gains control of the car, almost losing it, coming out of turn 10, a fantastic, fantastic maneuver there, gaining control of the car, completely out of battery now as he hits turn 11, though. And, ladies and gentlemen, Prost loses the car, touching the gravel, and unfortunately disqualifying his lap time here. Fantastic effort, though, from Prost. I mean, it was a very, very strong show of force there. Unfortunately, there's no more time remaining as we are now. Ladies and gentlemen, who was that? Somebody was in the wall. Tell me who that was. Somebody was in the wall. Who's that? Oh, they're gone. Okay, somebody was in the wall, unfortunately. But big moment. We're currently watching Mr. Boss cross the line up into the P3. Reimer following closely behind, moving up, passing Mr. Boss by 0.2 of a second, moving up to P3. We have Cubics here, one of our new drivers. And that is it. That is the end of our qualifying session. Once again, folks, thank you for joining me. I do apologize if I seem a little out of it. I typically also have 2 monitors, which I don't. So it's more of like a mental thing, to be quite frank with you. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at our qualifying here. I'm going to say Samad in the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, MTS FGRG in the Red Bull, Reimer in the Scuderia Ferrari, Mr. Boss in the McLaren, Prosk in the Williams, Cubics in the Alpine, JM in the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, Rassam in the Mercedes, Weck Dragon in the Scuderia Ferrari, Elliott in the Williams, Cecizo in the Haas, Gunner in the Alpine, Deranged Aura in the McLaren, Mini B-Man in the Mercedes, Grumpy Dad in the Aston Martin, Focoena in the Kick Sauber, Hatfield in the Haas, and I couldn't say that quick enough, and we are loading in to our full race session here, folks. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. We have Nemesis Cruz here. The pole sitter for D2 is currently P2 in D1. I mean, hey, when people join the league, we give them the option of joining either one of 2 divisions, and Division 2 is for new people. And if they do good in both leagues, then that's just good racing. But if you guys are ready, I believe we should be starting our race here shortly. If there are any issues with with my stream do tell me. I'm actually extremely astounded that there has been no connection issues so far. Uh, it's been a hectic day. It's been a very hectic day. I've really enjoyed Ohio though. It's been pretty nice. Very flat though. I'm from a mountain region personally, to be frank with you guys. So I'm not used to not being able to see anything. It's just all flat. Cubics couldn't get out in time for my last lap. Very unfortunate moment for you, sir. I did think you were on your last lap. That's why I jumped over to you at the end there. But no doubt we're about to see some magic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have about 5 to 6 new drivers here that joined the league. Just this season, we've seen fantastic driving across the board. MTS, in fact, our number 2 qualifying starter, is one of those new drivers. So it's fantastic to see new people joining the league and giving veterans a run for their money. So let's see what happens here today. I will take a quick second as I will step away. I need to get water. I normally prepare that ahead of time, but it is on the other side of my hotel room, so I will be like 15 seconds. All right, folks, I do apologize for that. I want to turn off my. Sorry, Papatism. I need to get in a call with money. You're so right. I've been running around. Let me get into the commentator's voice. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't lag the stream out much more. Money should be joining me in the commentator booth, I believe. But with that said, I need to go turn off my fan. I hope you guys can't hear that right now. A lot of things going on. All right. Whew. Good heavens, guys. How's your day been, though? I feel like I've been talking about me here. Have you guys been doing anything interesting today? I've had a once again pretty hectic day so far. A lot of traveling. I'm reading Dune right now. I'm on the third book of Dune, which has been pretty nice. Um, I just got to the point in the book where oh, I don't want to spoil anything actually. It's a really good book though. If you guys haven't read it, I highly recommend you read it. It's been very enjoyable read here. But well, I was talking about Ohio. Can we start? I do agree. I'm worried that might be me, Prosk. The Hilton Hotel Wi-Fi here is doing wonders for the racing community. I don't know why we're so delayed at the moment. I haven't seen any paddock chat that would imply otherwise. Don't do it, Prosk. Don't click it. You're gonna get in trouble, Prosk. For those of you who are joining us here for the first time, my name is Wild Hero. I'm the commentator, one of the commentators here for the Purple Sector Racing League. We're an F1 primary league, but we are attempting to expand to different types of racing motorsports. So if you guys are interested in joining us, but don't want to do F1, don't feel pressured because we are trying to expand. If you join us and you race LMU, for example, LMU is currently our biggest uh, other motorsport, I guess, at the moment, then we absolutely can do that. ACC. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently about to do our formation lap here. But as I was saying, if you'd like to join us, we do other types of motorsports, so please don't feel pressured to do F1. We would love to look at other options, such as ACC or maybe even iRacing, but we need people to join us for us to be able to do that. So please join. And with that said, let me go through our starting order. Ladies and gentlemen, we have MSA Samad in the Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. Starting off in pole position, your MTS FGRG, one of our new racing drivers in the Red Bull. Our Season 13 champion, Reimer, in the Ferrari, third place. Mr. Boss in the McLaren, fourth place. Prosk, Mr. Tired Prosk, supposedly, Fifth place in the Williams, we have Cubics in the Alpine, one of our new drivers once again here. Sixth place, we're watching a huge bunch up happening at the moment here. JM624 in the Visa Cash App Red Bulls. Seventh place, Rassam in eighth position. Weck Dragon in the Ferrari. Ninth place, Rassam and Weck are two new drivers as well with us here. Elliot Carrot G in the Williams. 10th place, Sacizo in the Haas. 11th place, Gunnar AD77 in the Alpine. 12th position, Deranged RO, one of our new drivers here in 13th place. I think he's one of our new drivers. I keep forgetting. Mini B-Man in the Mercedes, 14th place. Grumpy Dad, 15th place in the Aston Martin. Focoena, 16th place here. Hatfield, 17th place in the Haas. Papa Tism joining us, our Division 2 driver of the day, 18th position here in the kick. Despy, one of the Red Bull drivers, 19th. And Fifitetti, 20th position here. Fifitetti and Despy did not set any lap times. So I'm a little curious as to what the strategy was there, or maybe if they crashed out. I'm not too sure what may have occurred there. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up to the racing line. I don't believe my commentator will be joining me, so I will be... Oh, Money, if you can hear me, I would absolutely love having you joining me in the booth here. So feel free to join at any point in time here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently watching our drivers come up to the start racing line here. Allow me to clear the screen here. Ahmad needs an invite, a huge moment. Ladies and gentlemen, MSA Ahmad has been kicked out of the session, I assume due to connectivity issues. A huge, huge moment. Hopefully MSA Ahmad is able to rejoin in time and be able to make a good recovery race. The lights are coming on. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats, and away we go. Oh my goodness, it is lagging. A fantastic start here for MTS. Not a lot of passing I'm seeing so far. Almost 3 wide in the corner 1. The Alpine, Williams, and the Mercedes car. The Visa Cash App Racing Bull takes advantage of the situation. And let us throw on our graphic here. Side by side, Prosk and JM coming up into turn 3. Rassam tries to stick a nose in there, does not get anything through. Williams moves up position. Prosk, fantastic, fantastic maneuver. We have a spin out, I believe. And no, we do not have a spin out here. A lot of fighting in the backfield right now as we're currently on board with Focoena, who has moved up a few positions here, up into 13th now, followed very, very closely by Williams. We have quite a bunch of drivers here at the moment as he's looking at the back of Deranged Zara. Good heavens, there's a lot happening right now. I think this game is buggy. I don't even think this is the Wi-Fi at the moment. All the cars are just at maximum RPMs at the moment. We're currently on board with Sacizo here, who is looking at the back of the Ferrari driver, Weck, and he touches the grass. Sacizo touches the grass going into turn 11, spins and loses the car and tries rejoining unsafely. Sacizo rejoins unsafely, knocking Mini B-Man into the wall. Huge, huge moment there. A questionable maneuver, to be quite frank with you, from Sacizo. Sacizo gets a 10-second time penalty for causing a collision here, and Mini B-Man, ladies and gentlemen, has left wing damage, entire left wing damage. And with that said, I do have my commentator bro here with me, Mr. Money, our director of motorsport, if you'd like to say hi very quickly.
Yeah, hello everyone. Looks like we had a little chaotic start here and a chaotic lobby to begin the season here, as Mini B-Man gets a 10-second time penalty just trying to rush into that pit lane to swap out his front wing here. A very unfortunate moment with the collision between him and Sacizo. Let's see here. It looks like Prosk is doing pretty good here, maintaining his spot. Boss up a few positions. Reimer all the way up into P1 with our rookie MTS coming up from Division 2 into D1. And it looks like he just caught about half a second on Reimer.
Yes, I'm very curious how Reimer lost so much straight line speed there. I assume he had a poor turn 6 exit here, but nonetheless, Mr. Boss and MTS are closing the gap on Reimer. I'm not sure if you have this glitch right now, but all of my drivers right now are at maximum RPMs at every point in time, as we see a lockup from MTS as he goes into turn 13 here. A little bit of a slow exit here for Mr. Boss as he's sitting behind the Red Bull driver. I don't believe we're going to be seeing any immediate action. Rassam, who is 0.2 seconds here behind Cubics at the moment. A lot of action. Very, very hectic day. I hope your day has been very, very smooth, Money.
Yeah, besides getting this lobby started, it's been pretty decent. It's quite interesting to see kind of how these first few races, end up, especially during the race start, the first start of the season. Everybody's nervous, super excited to get going, and of course, unfortunately, there is collision this weekend.
We have a
Oh,
DNF
it's
as we see
Gunner.
Gunner. I just saw Gunner's car fly up in the air. What just happened? We have a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. We have a full-blown safety car at the moment as the ranged Aura gets a 10-second time penalty for a collision with a Gunner. I don't know if you saw that, but I just saw Gunner in the back of my screen fly upward into the air. Huge, huge collision there.
Yeah, very unfortunate moment with Gunner. Of course, like I mentioned, the first race of the weekend, this is kind of why we do have the 2 weeks off in between, so people can start really working and focusing on their weaknesses here. It looks like some of them are having some struggles with the wheel-to-wheel action.
Yes, it's always a lot of pressure, especially during the official race start. Of course, in the exhibition, we saw a lot of aggressiveness, but you kind of recognize it's an exhibition race. You can kind of throw the car around. As we actually see Deranged Ara go into the pit lane, I didn't see any damage on him, so I'm kind of curious as to what strategy Deranged Ara may whip out. And we actually have. I believe we just had two speeding under virtual safety cars occur as the virtual safety car actually goes off now. And we're back to full racing conditions. A very hectic start to our season here so far. Uh, my goodness. I don't really know what else to say to that.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Deranged had served a penalty there. I think it was a 5 or a 10-second penalty. Um, I'm not too sure what happened, but they did serve it. They swapped onto the mediums, and we'll see how the next 25 laps go.
Mr. Boss and MTS coming up side by side into turn 9, and it looks like they're going side by side through it. And MTS manages to hold on to the position, but he cuts the corner and gets a 3-second time penalty. A huge moment as we actually see Prosk go off line as well, hitting the gravel trap, setting himself up for a pass as JM moves up past him into turn 11. Prost trying to hold on to the position, though he does not want to give it up, and I don't blame him. Very unfortunate moment there, and JM does not get the pass done, and Prost moves up and holds on to 6th position. Very, very aggressive racing here so far. Fantastic maneuver, though, between Mr. Boss and MTS, though, if I were to be quite frank with you. That was a huge moment. I'm surprised they didn't collide. Very unfortunate that MTS did get the 3-second time penalty for the excessive track limits, but I believe we're going to be seeing some very strong racing here still. And Scorpio Kiki, hello. Thank you for joining us here in today's stream. We're currently in Australia in the Melbourne Park watching our fantastic Division 1 drivers here put rubber on track here as we have Elliott in the Williams go into the pit lane as well. We have quite a few, quite a lot of movement here. Let's throw on some detailing. Hatfield in the Haas has moved up 8 positions. Despy in the Red Bull moved up 8 positions. And Fifitetti has moved up 8 positions as well. As we have Grumpy Dad passing Papatism in the background. We're currently on board with Osam, who's quite close to the rear of Cubics here at the moment, going up side by side. And he does get the pass before they even go into turn 9. Mr. Boss did get the maneuver done on MTS as well. And a lot of passing. Focoena, ladies and gentlemen, also making a pass in the kick. Sauber coming up in the turn 9. The Lakeside Drive DRS zone is such a powerful overtaking place there. It's very difficult to defend that. Money, have you put rubber on track yet? And we have a collision, ladies and gentlemen. Elliott collides with Mini
Oh,
B-Man. And he hits the wall as well. Very unfortunate race here for Mini B-Man so far. He's been involved in a lot of incidents here, and Elliott's actually missing both front wings here at the moment as well. Super unfortunate. I believe we're racing with standard damage on at the moment, correct?
yes, that is correct. Very unfortunate moment for our new team principal of Mercedes, Mini B-Man, to be involved in. Um, and, I hate to say it, and we haven't seen much, but uh, oh, FIFA Teddy. Did FIFA Teddy just get disqualified? I had a notification here.
Yes, FIFA Teddy has
Oh
been
my gosh.
disqualified from the
Ignored the
session.
drive-through penalty.
Oh my goodness. What's happening? Very hectic race to the start of the season. Uh, I'm a little surprised here. It's clear that a lot of these guys want points right now. I mean, we're barely 6 laps in. We've had a lot of wheel to wheel action, and we've had 3 DNFs here so far. MSA Samad, ladies and gentlemen, did unfortunately disconnect at the start of the session at no fault of his own, but we do have at least 2 DNFs, or at least 1 DNF and 1 disqualification there from Fifth Teddy. Huge moment so far. at the start of our season 14 here. Good. Good
Yeah,
movement.
absolutely crazy race start here. Throughout the first 6 laps, we have Focolina, Hatfield, and Despy going up 7, 7, and 8 positions respectively. Papatism also up 4 positions, but then we look at the back of the field here. We have Mini B-Man down a position, so he's actually climbing back up to his race start. Gonna be hard to get some points here. It looks like he'll get 1 point at the moment. Of course, we go top 15, get their points. 15 only going to get 1 point though, so definitely want to see some more movement as Mini B-Man. But then we look at Sakizo, Elliott, Gunner, 5, 7, and 6 positions down respectively, and of course Samad, the very unfortunate race start event. As Mini B-Man does get a time penalty for avoiding track limits, or disregarding track limits rather. Uh, Very, very crazy race start. What do we think that this podium is going to end up to be?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. Of course, Reimer's always going to be a safe bet as our season 13 champion here. Currently in first position, I have zero doubt in my mind that Reimer will finish on the podium. But after that, I don't really know what position he'll finish in. He's been in lockstep here at the moment with Mr. Boss at MTS. All three of these drivers are within a second of each other here. Any one mistake from any one of these guys will give the other two a huge advantage here. So it's really going to be a battle of who commits the first mistake here. As we jump back here to another train we have, Prask, JM, and Rassam here, another trio train we have going on. A lot of medium tires here at the start of our race, but sorry, Money, there's a lot of action here. If I had to give you a final answer, I would say Mr. Boss first place. I'll give Reimer second, and I think MTS holds on to third position here.
Yeah, absolutely. Boss is one of those drivers that it doesn't really matter when he shows up. If he's showing up, you have to be nervous. His strategy is always on point. Racecraft, of course, amazing as well. But we'll go ahead and see how this race ends. Of course, I want to see Reimer being the team principal here. I want to see Reimer finish out up top. But yeah, well, only time will tell.
Of course. Oh, very, very hectic start. In fact, as soon as I jumped on board with Mr. Boss, I did see him exceed track limits into turn 10. Hopefully, he has not chewed too many, but he is within 0.3 tenths or 3 tenths of a second, excuse me, and almost loses the rear actually coming out of turn 13 there and losing a tenth of time. Unfortunately, that may have compromised his ability to get a turn one pass. But let us jump back here to our another trio fight here. Prosk currently sniffing the back of Rassam and the Mercedes here. And Prosk, ladies and gentlemen, loses the car hitting the wall coming out of turn 14, losing his front left wing here as he tries to spin the car around, and he does so successfully, actually. Fantastic, fantastic move there. And he gets rear-ended by Hatfield. Hatfield, ladies and gentlemen, slams into the back of Prosk, and this
Oh no!
DNFs a huge, huge moment. And Prosk gets a 10-second time penalty for that as well. We've had a lot of action and a safety car. We have a full-blown safety car. Papatism, if you can hear me, Pit. My goodness, there's been a lot of action so far here. I'm very surprised. I think we've seen more aggressiveness from these guys in our actual race than we did in our exhibition.
Yeah, absolutely. First race of the season, they're all ready to go, and I don't blame them. But of course, you gotta leave space. You gotta be careful, so as to not ruin one another's race.
We do have a comment here. I do apologize to you, Scorpio. I have seen your comment. I have not ignored it. There's just been so much on track action here at the moment that it's been a little hard to be able to talk here outside of what's happening in the race. But it's awesome to hear that you race or you play at F125. We would absolutely love to see you in the league if you'd like to join us. Our Discord, for any of you else who are interested, is in our Twitch. Please feel free to join our Discord. We have two divisions. We have Division 1, as we actually have JM and Cubics going into the pit lane. Rassam, everybody's going into the pit lane here at the moment, actually. A lot of pit lane. And we actually have a pass. Cubics passes JM going into the pit lane. A crazy pit lane pass there. Fantastic maneuver there by Cubics. That is legal. So Cubics, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll be gaining a position here due to JM slowing down way too early before the speed limiter portion of the pit lane. Very, very intense. And Weck Dragon in the Ferrari is currently our leader right now at the moment, deciding not to pit here. And we do have Reimer, both Ferraris, 1 and 2 here, followed by Mr. Boss, Fresh Hard Tires, I believe, MTS, I believe also, or on Fresh Mediums, actually, from if I saw that correctly. But very, very, very hectic race here. But to answer your question, Scorpy, I love Kimi Antonelli. I mean, it's his second season, correct, Money? I believe it's Kimi's second season.
Yes. Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
I mean, fantastic driver. We've obviously seen it in the last two races in China and in and Japan just yesterday. I think Kimi is in contention for a World Driver Championship. Um, it seems to me that Kimi may be a little more comfortable with the 2026 regulations, from what I can tell. Not that Russell's uncomfortable, but I think Kimi's just that little bit extra, extra comfortability that gives him a little bit of an edge here. Um, but Yes, Scorpio, if you'd like to join us, please, please do. As I was saying, we do have two divisions, Division 1 and Division 2. We're currently watching Division 1 at the moment. Division 2 is for newer drivers who may not be super used to racecraft and generally racing with IRL individuals. So please join us if you'd like to improve your skills. We absolutely love helping new drivers out. I mean, we all love this sport, and we absolutely love showing off just how fast we can be on track. I myself haven't raced in quite some time though. But Money, I'm a little surprised to not see you on track here today. Any reason you didn't get into the Ferrari?
Yeah, definitely. Good question. Really just wanting to give our drivers an opportunity to show off and I didn't want to show off this week. I'll leave it for next weekend.
Money would have taken it all. Money would have taken it all.
No, we have 20 drivers on the grid. Of course, if I've got to, um, sacrifice my position driving, I'll do it so we can all have a great time here.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, that is Money the Merchant, our director of motorsport here at PSRL. Fantastic, fantastic effort from him all 3 seasons that I've been a part of. But I'm excited to see you on track maybe soon, Money. What do you think? You think you might try joining in Jeddah if positions allow or placements allow?
100%.
That's what I like to hear. But on that note, I did want to point out that Prosk, ladies and gentlemen, despite the loss of the wings and the rear end from Hatfield here, didn't lose too many positions, only dropping down into 11th place. I assume he has fresh tires on as well. So overall, very fortunate, surprisingly, for Prosk, our Williams driver here. He may be able to claw his way back up to a high points finish here. But anything of note for you so far? Do you have a particular top three podium finish that you think we'll have?
Honestly, it's hard to tell now. With Weck on the 10 lap old mediums, I'm really interested to see what he does here. It's going to be quite interesting at this race restart. Let's take a look here. It looks like he did not head into the pits. So yeah, very, very interesting move here. Not sure if he's just trying to drag these out while the safety car is out and then pit for some brand new tires once it comes back in. But if I had to guess here, I think we're going to go Reimer, Boss, MTS as the podium. Rassam, of course, a fantastic driver, and with the penalty out there, he may be able to actually overtake with that penalty, or maybe even on track as well. One of our rookies, Cubic, he is in for the fight. JMO also in for the fight. Everybody, I mean, you just go down the whole list and you go, yep, they could win it, they could win it, they could win it. Great drivers here up in the front, and of course, unfortunately, a lot of our good drivers are already DSQ'd or DNF'd.
Yeah, a lot of drama here today. It seems to me that Prosk doesn't have any type of rear damage as well. I feel like that would have been a retirement moment if he did receive rear damage from the contact with Hatfield. Very unfortunate moment there. But sometimes again you just have to put your head down and put pedal to the metal here. It's very clear that safety cars are a thing, and that you can take advantage of them throughout the race. I don't Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe get one more virtual safety car. I don't know how beneficial that will be, but ladies and gentlemen, the safety car is coming in this lap. WEC will be taking us back to racing conditions. Let me jump up to the front of the grid here. I'm curious what WEC's strategy is going to be, though. As you mentioned, he is on the 10, 11 lap old medium tires now, actually. And it's going to be quite a struggle to try to defend from the rest of the grid here. I'm curious if he's going to be fighting his teammate Reimer as well here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the safety car is coming into the pit lane, and it looks like WEC waiting just a little bit, and he is going to be taking us back into racing conditions here. WEC putting his foot on the pedal here. Reimer managing to read the start fantastically here, coming up very close to the rear of the Ferrari teammate and swinging in through turn one. Reimer, ladies and gentlemen, our new race leader here, as WEC Dragon is clearly kind of struggling with those medium tires now, as Mr. Boss also makes a move. MTS swinging around the outside as well now. WEC has lost 3 positions off the start of the race. A huge moment here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like he is going to be blocking Rassam here. He's not going to be moving out of the way. We do have a back marker as well. I think that's going to be Elliott.
All right, WEC Dragon here trying to defend with these old medium tires here. He has a lot of drivers behind him on fresh rubber, hitting the Lakeside Drive as well. Thankfully, no DRS is active as we jump on board here with Cubics. 4 cars trying to... Cubics rear-ending the Williams, losing a little bit of his front end plate there. Huge moment, unfortunately. Rassam getting passed by Cubics, but Cubics does have deteriorated downforce capabilities now here.
Oh. Yeah, very unfortunate moment as Cubics actually covers or passes Rassam due to that back marker.
WEC Dragon still deciding to stay out on track, ladies and gentlemen. WEC Dragon has... who is that then? I'm sorry. I just realized you're right. We have a few back markers. Elliott's here. I thought that was Prosk for some reason. Elliott trying to unlap himself right now. Kind of in the way right now of all the lead cars as Elliott makes a move around WEC. Cubic makes a move around WEC as well. Rassam trying to go through the inside, coming up to turn 3, and they all get through. They all get through. A lot of action, and Rassam actually slows safety down, car. And we have a safety car. We have another safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
And I'm trying to see where it came out, but...
Prosk is missing both front wings at the moment. I believe Prosk may have lost his front wings and caused the safety car to come out, unfortunately. Huge moments here so far in today's race. Another safety car may provide the opportunity that some of these folks were waiting for, though. WEC especially is most likely going to be quite happy to be able to throw on a fresh set of tires, no doubt in my mind here. But he is going to be losing nearly all of the positions on track here, as nearly everybody is within a set or less than a second of each other here. WEC may be falling down into either 13th or 14th place here.
Yeah, very unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. Looks like Rassam is going to be happy with this, and of course, we'll have to see what these guys do.
We do have WEC going into the pit lane, and Cubics actually, ladies and gentlemen, cuts over the grass. He missed his pit lane entry, and it seems like Cubics wants to go into the pit lane as well. I'm very curious as to what the strategy from Cubics may be. It's not like he was on old tires. I believe he even had hard tires on here, so we'll have to see what Cubics decides to do.
4-lap old hard tires. Okay. So very interesting move here, but I don't know. Might be something here. Jumping onto the mediums, though, I'm not too sure how they're going to fare with the 14 laps left.
And Carl the Chastier brings up a good point. I did forget, ladies and gentlemen, that Cubics did rear end the back marker. Elliott, unfortunately, he did have front wing damage, so that is why Cubics did go into the pit lane here. They did miss out on quite a few positions here. WEC dropping down into 11th, Cubics into 12th, and then a 10-second gap between 12th and 13th as Cecizo is going to be wanting to try to gain as much space as possible here. And Elliott, ladies and gentlemen, gets a drive-through penalty for ignoring yellow flag conditions here. Super unfortunate here for Elliott, as he's been having a bit of a rough race with safety car rules, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just getting, destroyed by it. Hate to see it. Um, but of course, ignoring the blue flags was a little crazy, and he did receive that penalty for that. So um, we'll have to see if he can do a little recovery drive and get a few points at towards the end of the race.
Of course, anything can happen. That's extremely clear to me at the moment, honestly. Anything can go wrong for any one of these drivers here. We're still currently in safety car conditions. I'm not too sure how long this is going to last, as I did not see the collision that Prost had with whatever he may have hit that lost the wings. But the two Williams drivers currently leading the back of the pack. We have Reimer in first, Mr. Boss in second place, MTS in third, Rassam sitting very closely behind in fourth position, may be able to take advantage of the 3 second time penalty, as Money had mentioned earlier. JMO in fifth position. Focoena, fantastic drive from Focoena, if I say so myself. He has managed to move up quite a few positions as far as I'm aware here. Let me look at the position changes. We have Focoena and Despy in competition for the most passes here. Focoena with 10 passes and Despy with 12 passes. After that, we have Deranged Aura in eighth position, McLaren. Grumpy Dad in ninth position, our Aston Martin driver. Papa Tizen, 10th position in our kick. Weck Dragon, as mentioned previously, 11th. And the rest of the grid we've gone through here so far. How many laps do you think the safety car will go on for?
I mean, for Elliot's case, I hope it goes on for maybe two more laps, but I think it might do one more and then come in on this next lap.
In the meantime, while we're waiting, do you have any opinions on Kimi Antonelli here to answer Scorpy Kiki's question in the chat?
Let me go ahead and jump on the Twitch chat here. What did they end up saying?
They say I play F125 with my team. I love that. And what you think about Kimi Antonelli? And and then he says, "Cool is you comment co-op racing." So we commentate real races, which I guess multiplayer races. Yes, this is a full co-op session here. Everybody here you see is real. To answer that last question right there, but yes, do you have any opinions on Kimi Antonelli?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fantastic story. We love seeing the young adults just taking a look and really taking charge of, just being a young person and jumping um, into the seat he's in. It's scary. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I'd be terrified if I was 19 years old going 200, 300 kilometers around corners.
We did go back to full racing conditions. Unfortunately, Elliott did not have the benefit of an additional lap here. Reimer setting us off as we have Rassam, who's gone off track, ladies and gentlemen. Rassam has gone off track and is rapidly losing positions. I'm very curious as to what may have happened. He's very slowly moving up and across the way here. And that moves up JM into fourth position here. He is now in contention for a third place podium now. Huge moment there for Rassam. Very unfortunate what may have occurred here. I can't tell what is happening here. I don't see any distinct damage on him. He may have had a wheel disconnect moment.
Not entirely sure here.
We are looking currently at Mr. Boss, who is eyeing the back of Reimer. We did see a fantastic fight between both of these two, or no, that was, excuse me, with Rebel. But we are about to watch a fantastic fight between both of these drivers as I see a Haas car light up some yellow flags in Sector 3. Those flags did go away. I don't believe any major damage may have occurred there. We currently have a massive train, though, coming up into T1 here. No overtake attempts here. Cubics in 10th position here. Gets a 3 second time penalty as I jump over to view him for excessive track limits, unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunate moment for some of our drivers here. But, I mean, that's racing. You look at some of our other drivers, and they're having fantastic races. Their night's going very well. And that just is the art of motorsport.
Yes, it's very luck based. I think many of us can agree with that, considering what happened to Piastri in Japan. A very unfortunate safety car kind of gave Kimi the lead. Not that I think Kimi wouldn't have been able to fight for the podium, but Piastri did have a comfortable 2 second lead on Russell for quite some time. And we have a huge spin out, ladies and gentlemen, as Wick Dragon loses the car on Lakeside Drive here. I'm not too sure what may have occurred there. There may have been a little bit of contact with somebody else, but he is in the middle of the track right now.
Oh my goodness, another safety car.
Oh, do excuse me for the
Yeah,
coughing, ladies.
very hectic first race of the season here for season 14 of PSRL. Um, incredible moments here as Deranged Aura actually hops into the pits. We've got a few of them. JMO, Fukuina.
Grumpy Dad going in as well into the pit lane. I'm very curious what the strategy. Weck Dragon gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. Super unfortunate moment, and Weck Dragon has decided to retire from the race. Very unfortunate. We did see some fantastic racing from Weck Dragon here today, and it amounted to whatever error may have occurred in the Lakeside Drive there. Unfortunately, I didn't see what happened outside of the fact that I saw the Ferrari spinning out. So hopefully that wasn't a collision-based error that may have occurred. But we're gonna have to see what the stewards say at the end of the race here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's I want to say it's gonna come down to like a 9 lap shootout, but I'm worried that if I say that, I'm gonna jinx another safety car.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have imagined another safety car coming out, but wow, what a crazy race. Elliott will be happy. He'll definitely get his 1 point now for sure. And we'll have to see what else happens. I mean, kind of like you said, we don't want to jinx that, but I can't imagine much more will happen in the last of it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we did have a full 20-man grid. We're down to just 15 drivers here. A lot of contact, a lot of wheel-to-wheel racing here so far. Now, this is something, as Money has mentioned, it is our first race of the season. Individuals are trying to get a feel for each other. We are missing a few drivers that are currently present did not participate in the exhibition race. So there are a few wild cards for all intents and purposes here. The exhibition race offering some of these drivers an opportunity to see the driving style of other individuals. And again, those wild cards kind of just add another extra flavor of what can you anticipate. And I see the Aston Martin in the back there hit the wall and loses his right front end plate. I believe that was Grumpy Dad, who swung into the wall. I'm not too sure what may have occurred there. Grumpy Dad is missing their front right end plate now, though. I'm curious what the tire strategies are here so far. Ladies and gentlemen, our top 4 drivers are on 10-lap old hard tires. I'm going to be super curious as to how that's going to affect them later into the race here, because after that, we have Cubics on 5-lap old mediums, Mini Beam on 5-lap old mediums, Prosk here, who is dropping down all of a sudden. I'm not sure what may have occurred there, and Prosk may have received front wing damage again. And it seems to me, ladies and gentlemen, Prosk, once again, does have front wing damage, missing his front left wing and missing the right front end plate of his right front wing. Super unfortunate here. Prosk was definitely on an ideal strategy here. 7th position on 5-lap old hard tires is the place you want to be right now. We do have 2 individuals with soft tires. That is going to be Deranged Aura and Grumpy Dad as well. Papatism in the back here with hard tires, only 1-lap old. Rassam, 1-lap old mediums, and Elliott with 3-lap old mediums. He is almost back up to the front of the pack here, though. Very fortunate race for Elliott, if I have to say so. But he still has to go through and serve a drive-through penalty, so we're going to have to see where he ends up after he serves the drive-through. We are watching Prosk now dive into the pit lane to get the fresh new front wings here. But I'm very surprised here. Despy also has had a fantastic race. I don't exactly remember where he started, but he's had quite a few passes now. 15 passes, ladies and gentlemen. Despy has had a fantastic race here. I'm sure he's absolutely ecstatic in the position that he is in. He is unfortunately with 10 lap old hard tires, but I mean, 15 positions is nothing to scoff at, and he is in contention for a podium here, as MTS does have a 3-second time penalty. My goodness, there's a. I'm I'm curious how Jetta's going to go at this rate.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, for those of you who joined us during the exhibition race, you can probably attest to it in the chat, but we did not have this level of carnage and chaos in the exhibition race. Once again, I attribute it to the competitive nature of all of our drivers here. I'm sure every single one of these guys are just trying to get as many points as possible. You do get points between 1st to 15th place here. I believe first place gets, how many points is first place? Like 30 something?
What's that? Which position?
How many points does first place get?
Let me pull that up. I believe it is, but yeah, so 30, 25, 21, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, and so on, all the way down to 1 at P15.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't go away now. The safety car is coming in this lap as Cubics gets a 10-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flag conditions. A huge upset as well for our 5th place Alpine driver at the moment. Super unfortunate here. But it seems like Reimer is taking us back to full racing conditions here, blasting through turn 12, hitting turn 13. A little bit of a lockup there, nothing too major here. And it seems like Reimer caught off guard Mr. Boss and MTS here, who are almost a second behind Reimer now.
Yeah, wow. And then you also look back to Despy. He's about 1.5 behind MTS.
Yes, fantastic race start here from Reimer as Durain Jar gets another 3-second time penalty here for excessive track limits. A fantastic race restart here, though, as previously mentioned, from Reimer, catching a lot of the grid off guard clearly with such an early start here. A lot of the drivers who have let us off safety car restarts have put pedal to the metal coming out of turn 14, I would say. And it seems to me that Reimer just decided to do it as soon as the safety car went in. Papatism, unfortunately, losing out on 2 positions here, falling back in 15th place here. Nonetheless, that's still points, though. So all drivers here will have to keep in mind that they will be gaining points almost regardless of what they do. So they just have to bring it home here. Cubics sniffing the back of this Red Bull Despy right now. Very close here. I'm a little astounded how aggressive Cubics is trying to make or is moving at the moment, considering his penalties as he goes for an inside dive on Despy, moving up into 4th position. A fantastic move as he opens the door for Mini B-Man to take advantage of the situation as well. Ladies and gentlemen, those 10-lap old hard tires are making themselves known. Sacizo goes for a dive, gets a switchback, and unfortunately, Despy makes the move back on him again and holds on to 6th position at least. We now have 2 drivers going almost side by side here, and never mind here. Focoena decides to fall back into position here as we have Deranged Ara now sniffing the back of this kicked Sauber here. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I have an RPM glitch here at the moment here. And we have Deranged Ara looking for the outside pass onto turn 3 here, trying to swing around the outside. Focoena trying to fight and hold the position here, and I don't believe it's going to be possible. And Deranged Ara makes a pass on Focoena, moving up into 9th position. Fantastic maneuvers there. We're currently on board here with Sacizo in the Haas, who's currently looking at the back of Despy. Once again, allow me to remind everybody, Despy is on 10-lap old hard tires here. He's going to be feeling it here. And JM moves around the inside of Sacizo, moves up into 7th position. I'm kind of curious what may have occurred there that caused Sacizo to lose out on a position so blatantly.
This is incredible. I mean, the fight for the podium right now is insane. We have MTS with 3 seconds, Cubics with 13, Mini with 3 seconds, and Despy just right there behind, of course, followed by JMO and Sakizo. But then we have Deranged, Focoena, and Grumpy, all with 3-second time penalties as well.
We're watching a lot of chaos happening here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge conga line coming up under our starting line straight here. Deranged Ara showing a little bit of a nose coming up into turn 1, decides not to go for a pass attempt there. Very reasonable. Grumpy Dad coming into the pit lane, most likely to fix that wing damage that we saw him receive earlier. Deranged Ara setting himself up for a dive into turn 3, not close enough to make anything happen there, unfortunately. Still sitting behind. the Haas driver here, we have JMO as well trying to move around the old tire of the Red Bull here at the moment. That's a cool camera. I believe we're
Yeah,
going
and
to be.
so it looks like.
Go for it.
Oh, go ahead.
We're currently watching a swing around the outside here from JM as he comes up into turn 9 here. Despy trying to defend the position. Unfortunately, those old hard tires are not helping, and JMO moves up into 6th position here very rapidly, also gaining on Mini B-Man.
Yeah, absolutely incredible racing here by our top 10. Top 20, of course, absolutely. All of them just really leaving it out here on the track and trying to fight for their positions and points. As Sakizo actually makes a mistake on the exit there on the penultimate corner, losing the position to Fokuina on the 4-lap newer tires.
So
It's
Caesar
going to
going
be
for.
really hard for him to get that one back.
Oy. Yes, Cecizo actually had to make a defensive shake there to block off deranged Aura coming up to turn 1 here. I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold off the McLaren driver here. And JM, ladies and gentlemen, makes another maneuver, fighting Cubics and
Well, his
Mini
Mini
B-Man.
goes off track.
Mini B-Man, oh no! Mini B-Man loses out on like 5 or 6 positions there. Mini B-Man going off track on turn 3 gets overtaken by JMO, Focoina, Cecizo, Deranged Aura, and Despy, moving down into 10th position here. We now are back on board with JMO here, who has DRS advantage, ERS advantage, swinging around the outside once again here. It seems to be his favorite maneuver, coming up to turn 9, and he gets the move through Lakeside Drive. Oh, good heavens. We see Cubics actually maybe kind of show a nose into turn 10. Very awkward place to show a nose. JMO actually kind of defensively moves. I think he was anticipating a collision there, and thankfully nothing occurred. Focoena trying to take advantage of the situation, though, here. He's now less than half a second behind this Alpine here.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, Cubics does have the 13-second time penalty, so he will be dropping and losing some of these positions.
At the front of the grid, though, ladies and gentlemen, we've had Reimer be our lead lap driver for the majority of this race, partially, thankfully, due to the safety car. And then we have Mr. Boss here, who's actually driving within 0.3 seconds, 0.4 now, of Reimer. I'm curious if we're going to be seeing an overtake happen here coming up in the Lakeside Drive. I will be staying on board here with our McLaren driver to see if he's maybe able to do a swing around the outside. But something tells me that Reimer saved up battery just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic battling from our podium here. MTS falling behind, so it's going to be hard for anybody to challenge for the win besides Reimer and Boss unless something crazy happens in these last few laps. As Focoina cuts over and gets the pass done on JMO into the fast chicane. I don't know what those two corners are, but incredible move by them.
Focoina, I believe he started quite low on the grid, moving up to the 5th position here. Fantastic drive from Focoina so far in the mean green machine here. I'm very curious, though, if we're going to be seeing any pass attempts at the front of the grid here, as Mr. Boss is actually now, he was under 0.3 of a second here on Reimer. It seems to me that it is a battle of battery here between both of these drivers, despite the fact that Mr. Boss also has DRS advantage. Reimer doing a fantastic job of keeping this McLaren driver behind him.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, taking a look at the telemetry, it looks like Boss has almost a full battery while Reimer's sitting on 50%. So this is going to be very interesting heading into this final 2 sectors of the lap.
Currently on board, ladies and gentlemen, with Mr. Boss here, who does have a lot of battery, a lot of speed coming up around the outside, coming up to turn 9 here. Reimer trying to defend, not able to do anything, shuffling behind Mr. Boss as Mr. Boss gets the maneuver done before turn 9. And Mr. Boss, ladies and gentlemen, is our new race leader at the moment here right now. Fantastic maneuver in the McLaren and moving through a Ascari here. Reimer already falling behind almost over half a second here. And I'm thinking Mr. Boss might actually run away with it here.
Yeah, and he still has a huge battery advantage heading into the last 2 laps. It's going to be very hard for Reimer to come back from this one, but it is going to be possible with the DRS boosts.
In the meantime, as that was occurring, Deranged Aura did miss out on a position here, attempting to do an overtake on Despy, left himself wide open for Rassam to get a move down the inside into Ascari here, and Rassam now actually making a move on Despy on the straight, on the starting line straight here, side by side, coming up into T1 here, and Despy backs out of the corner. Huge lockup from Rassam, but he manages to hold the position. Despy does have the speed advantage, though, as he's now sniffing the rear of the exhaust here, holding the inside coming into turn 3, and Despy manages to make a move. Rassam's still going wheel to wheel. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys
Oh
are
my
side by
gosh.
side.
Beautiful.
Fantastic, fantastic racing, and Rassam gets the move done. Despy hits the wall coming out of turn 5, almost leaving himself open for Deranged Aura to make a move, and Deranged Aura, unfortunately, not able to take advantage of the situation. Rassam, ladies and gentlemen, has moved up into 8th position. Fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing. I mean, that was millimeters of a difference right there.
Yeah, incredible racecraft from both of these drivers. What a show they've put on for us. Bravo to both of those gentlemen, and thank you. That was incredible. This is why we love commentating and hosting these live streams for PSRL and PSF1 in particular. If anybody's interested, make sure you drop into the chat here. I'm going to drop the link for our Discord.
Interestingly enough, your Deranged Aura does have soft tires. I believe those are fairly old, all things considered. Let me throw on some tire data here. Ladies and gentlemen, Deranged Aura is currently racing on 9-lap-old soft tires. I'm sure those are brutal. Prosk sniffing the rear of this McLaren right now on fresher medium, or actually older medium tires, but they're medium tires, so they're going to be a little fresher across the board. He's actually, I think, bump drafting the McLaren driver here at the moment, coming up into turn 3. Mr. Boss gets a 3-second time penalty.
Oh no,
And
that's going to be very detrimental to Boss.
I agree. I missed it, but Reimer managed to get a move done on Mr. Boss, moving back up into first position here. And Prosk trying to fight for position against Deranged Aura at the moment. Unfortunately, not able to get a move done into turn 4. And it doesn't seem like he's going to be close enough to make a move in Lakeside Drive. I believe
Nixie, thank you for the follow.
Thank you very much. I didn't see it pop up on my screen here. Who was that?
Nixie.
Nixie. Thank you very much, Nixie. Ladies and gentlemen, coming across the line, Reimer in the Ferrari, McLaren, Mr. Boss, and MTS in the Red Bull are 3 podium finishers. A fantastic, fantastic fight from all of these guys. Focoena in 4th position in the kick. JM in the Visa Cash App. We have Cubics in the Alpine here, falling down into 6th position now. Focoena did have a time penalty. JM moves up into 4th position. Rassam crossing the line. Despy, Deranged, Prosk, and Cubics falling down into 11th position. Mini B-Man crossing the line into 12th position. We are currently following Elliott here. Coming up, crossing the line into 13th. Ladies and gentlemen, Papatism and Grumpy Dad fighting for the last position here. A little bit of a bump as Grumpy Dad attempts to get a pass, unfortunately not able to get anything done, and Papatism finishes in 13th, I believe. I actually saw him move up a little bit. Grumpy Dad finishes in 15th, or 14th actually, 14th position. Fantastic racing. I mean, what a start to the season, Money. I mean, that was an unreal amount of action. That may have had more action than all the races I got to commentate in season 13, to be quite frank with you.
I mean, yeah, that was just incredible. Driver of the day, Focoena with the most overtakes. Reimer with the fastest lap and race win. Oh my goodness, what an incredible session here at PSF1 first race of season 14.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently watching Reimer in the Ferrari here, taking our top spot of the podium. Mr. Boss in the McLaren, and MTS in the Red Bull, our 3rd place, top 3 finishers of the race here. Fantastic driving from everybody here. I'm very, very bummed, though, that we lost out on MSA Samad. That was a super unfortunate technical issue I believe we had to deal with. I'm not entirely sure what may have occurred there, but I would have loved to have seen MSA Samad in the fight as well. I mean, we know he's able to bring the fight to Reimer and Mr. Boss, and hopefully we see something from him in Jeddah.
Yeah, absolutely. What an incredible race here. I'm going to go ahead and hit some of our people up for interviews here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're currently looking at our race winner Reimer, fastest lap Reimer, driver of the day Focoena in the Mean Green Machine, most overtakes done by Focoena as well. I mean, what a race here! I've had an absolute blast. I do apologize once again for the issues at the start of the race, technical issues on my end. But I mean, nonetheless, this is what we're here for. This is why we all love motorsports. It's for that racing. I mean, what a fantastic fight as well between Rassam excuse me, Rassam and I believe a deranged. Oh, I have the memory of a Stegosaurus.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot who that was. Rassam and I believe Cubics or Deranged Aura. I mean, absolute wheel to wheel action right there. Millimeters of a difference between both of those two drivers. I'm so happy we got to catch that on stream. I mean, what a fantastic race here. I hope you guys have had as much fun as I had. Don't leave quite yet, though. We will be getting a few interviews here, post race interviews. As soon as you get anybody money, please say so, and we can go join them in the paddock.
Yeah, it looks like we do have Mr. Boss. Um, and I do want to see if Focoena will interview as well. Yeah, Focoena just at 16th to 4th. What an amazing, amazing drive. Just incredible.
Prosk saying that he's a prophet. Oh, fantastic race! Lot of action here.
A lot of unfortunate moments as well. Just very, very unfortunate for some of our drivers and how the race ended up starting and ending for them.
I do agree, and I do want to correct myself, ladies and gentlemen, from my comment earlier. It was Rassam and Despy who were fighting wheel to wheel, giving us that fantastic action there at the end of the race. And it seems like we may have an interview here with Reimer, our season 13 leader or champion, and our current championship leader as well. Let's see. We can maybe join him in the Ferrari paddock. That might be easiest.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and jump down there. Or
There we go, Mr. Boss. Ladies and gentlemen, me and Money very quickly ran down to the McLaren paddock here. We're talking now with Mr. Boss, our second place winner. Mr. Boss, how did you feel this race as the first race of the season?
Well, it felt great to be back in great racing, for one. For two, would it shock you? Disappointed to come home with second. I feel many times, I was just as I was getting ready to start building up some momentum and get Reimer on the straight, there'd be a safety car come out. But so a little disappointed, but also can't blame anybody but myself for getting a penalty on the last lap. So
It happens. You're in those high tense scenarios, and nonetheless, that you had a fantastic race, Mr. Boss. I mean, were you expecting as many safety cars as we saw today?
based on last season, absolutely not. I know it's first race of the season, and we're getting kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. A lot of us, especially here in the league, have been playing a lot of LMU, and trying to get back into F125 is a little weird. But yeah, I think it'll iron out throughout the season, and it won't be a problem going forward. But yeah, just it came out at just the right times to kind of mess me up and get me out of my rhythm. So
Well, I hope that we see less safety cars in Jeddah, but something tells me that Jeddah is not the track to wish that on.
yeah,
But
I would not put my life savings on not having a safety car in Jeddah.
but I mean, absolutely fantastic race. Money, do you have any questions for Mr. Boss?
Mr. Boss, fantastic race for you, and obviously welcome back to Purple Sector F1. Fantastic to see you again. Great racing for you last season under Team McLaren. This is the first race of the season. Of course, it's always hard to tell what's going to happen throughout the season, but if you could just make a prediction here, where do you guys think you're going to finish out?
I mean, anything outside of the top three with the lineup we have is a little bit of a disappointment. If I'm being honest, we have what I feel is the favorite lineup going into this season, between me, No Cap, and Deranged Aura and D2, filling in today. I mean, all of us super quick drivers. I feel we can come away with we could come away with a double if things go the right way. But I can't say anything because there's about 5 to 6 other drivers that could also win the drivers championship and have teammates that are super close. So it's really way too close to tell. It's way too early.
Very reasonable, very level-headed opinion on that. But we are interviewing 2 other gentlemen, so we do need to make a quick dash down the pit lane. Mr. Boss, fantastic race, though. I mean, second place is a fantastic start to the season. I'm very excited to see what you're going to do. I'm excited to see how MC Samad may mix it up a little bit as well. Unfortunately, he did get disqualified for some unknown reason at the start of the race, and I believe he may have added a little extra spice as well, for sure.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this
Thank
is
you, boss.
Mr. Boss. Yes, thank you very much. Let's jump over to Ferrari.
Thank you.
Running over to the Ferrari paddock here, we are with Reimer. Reimer, thank you very much for meeting with us here today. We missed you a few times previously, but how did you feel this race, man? I mean, a fantastic start to season 14. Obviously, you are our season 13 champion. What do you expect moving forward?
Hey, feeling good, guys. I mean, didn't have Samad in the exhibition race, so I assumed there was going to be some competition. Unfortunately, he had some tough luck there in the beginning. Was looking forward to that, but yeah, it was good. And yeah, season's looking great. A lot of good tracks I like. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. No, I mean, you had a great race with Mr. Boss. I do agree. Very unfortunate moment with Samad. You guys had some great battles in season 13. Do you anticipate any dark horse challengers for the top spot in the podiums moving on?
Well, clearly, boss. I forget what position he qualified in. Do you know?
Off the top.
P4.
P4. Okay.
P4, yeah. So impressive comeback from there. So looks like a little bit of work in qualifying for him, but his race pace is quite impressive. I mean, yeah, he was right there on pace. Yeah, I mean, MTS, was it MTS?
Yes.
He's quite quick as well. Sounds like a few incidents happened to him along the way in there, but yeah, he's one to watch out for too. And then of course Rebel wasn't in tonight. So yeah, it's nice and tight and challenging up front, the way I like it.
That's good to hear that you're having some good fun here going into season 13. I do want to ask, is there any particular racetrack that you're looking forward to this season?
Oh, there's quite a few in the calendar, honestly. I mean, Saudi, the next one up, is great. I mean, I love Saudi. Miami, love that. Any high speed tracks, I love them. Japan and Vegas, a little bit further on in the season, can't complain about those. Well, I don't think Japan's in there, but Vegas anyway.
But
Yeah, a lot of races to look forward to.
very fair. Do you have any questions, Money, for our season 13 champ and our podium taker for our first race in season 14?
Forza
Well,
Ferrari.
as a team principal, I'd just like to say congratulations and thank you for the great race. Fantastic job you did, obviously. Also getting fastest lap there. I didn't catch which lap you got it, but I know Deranged Aura had it there for quite a bit, and you beat him by just under 2 thousandths of a second. So fantastic job getting that fastest lap and extra point. Going into the break here, what does your preparation look like heading into Jeddah?
Well, honestly, I really don't do any preparation. I mean, I have a few leagues that gives me my time on the wheel that I need, and yeah, typically I'll just hop on about 15 minutes prior, and takes me about 5 laps to get fired up, and I'm dialed in.
That's kind of crazy to hear, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, Reimer here fantastic drive today. We are going to be interviewing one more driver, but it was great talking to you. I'm very sorry that I missed you the first few interviews as well last season, but I'm super happy I got to talk with you today, and I'm hoping we get to talk a lot more in the future as well.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the commentary.
Thank you. Great race.
Me and Money are going to have to get a go-kart so we drive around the paddock a little quicker here. We are now in the Kick Sauber paddock here talking with Papatism. Fantastic and very hectic midfield race, Papatism. How did you feel today?
Actually, pretty good. I'm happy with where we ended. I was happy with Focolina getting up there and scoring extra points for the team. But today it was all about survival. Today it was a little chaotic.
Yes, you can say that again. I mean, how did you have any major moments with other drivers? Did you have to do any major dodges that we may have missed on our side of the stream?
There was one grumpy dad and me coming through. I think 3 and 4, that area in there. We kind of wheel tapped my front left to his back right, and it kind of pushed me sideways a little bit, and I lost a few seconds. But I was able to push back up, and luckily for me, with the safety cars, I was able to get a few pit stops in and get some fresh tires and hold the rest of the field off. So.
Oh, absolutely fantastic drive. Now, you are a full-time D1 driver. You were a dedicated Division Two driver last season. How do you feel now, being up in Division One?
It's definitely different. It's definitely a little more chaotic because it's exciting. People are a little faster, more competitive. But all in all, I'm excited to see what we can do with one of these underdog teams. See if we can't fight for top 10.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, the mean green. But
Yep.
Money, do you have any questions here for Papatism?
So it looks like you started in P18, heading up to P5. Did you have any good overtakes, or was that just a lot of unfortunate events on other teams' side?
I think there was a couple decent ones in the beginning, but once the field kind of spread out a little bit, it was kind of on cruise control for a while. But yeah, I think the biggest plus from today is getting through some of the random chaos and like I said, holding off the rest of that pack.
So it was a fantastic drive watching you. I'm very excited as your team principal to see what you and Focoen are going to be delivering as well for the rest of the season. One last question here for me: are you going to be doing any preparatory work looking forward into season 14, or are you going to be just last second diving into races? What's your long-term game plan?
Oh no, not at all. I stay at home, so I probably put in 5 to 6 hours a day, 4 to 6 days a week on average, and then at least 4 or 5 hours before every race I'm on. So.
Oh, fantastic drive. Very excited to see again what you deliver for the rest of the season, and again, welcome to Division One. But with that
Oh yeah,
said,
appreciate it.
ladies and gentlemen, this was Papatism, your Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber driver. And with that said, I think we'll be going back up to the booth.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep, I'll get the cart started.
Oh. All right, another quick hustle back up to the booth here. We got to really shorten the distance here, but ladies and gentlemen, that was our season. Oh, wrong one. Excuse me. I gotta find that. I have so many things here. There we go. That was our season 14 starting race. A lot of action, a lot of hecticness. Any major things that came out to you, Money, and stuff that maybe our fans here should look forward to?
I did just want to make a comment about the safety cars. So we had ran a lot of the races on reduced to reduce last season, and so the safety car was on increased. I think at this point we may move it back down to standard, just to kind of get a little bit more action in there and be a little more forgiving. But we'll have to see how that goes. Looking at the calendar, we got a couple weeks off, and then heading into April 19th, we do have Jeddah. It's one of my favorite tracks. It's probably the best I perform on the field. So definitely excited to see if I can get my hands on the wheel and show PSRL what I have in store for you guys.
I'd be super excited to see you on track. If not, I always love having you in the booth as well. But I think with that said, Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I've been your commentator, Wild Hero, joined by our director of motorsport here at Purple Sector Racing League, Money the Merchant. If you guys had a great time, please drop a follow. Please put these races on your calendar, have little reminders. And with that said, I'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one. Holy shit!